My feet suddenly left the ground, and my whole body floated in the air. My husband rushed in with 2 strong men, but even with all their strength, they could not pull me down. I did not move at all. Hours passed, and the doctor measured me again. I had risen a few more inches. My husband begged him to help me come down, but the doctor only tried to comfort us. He took my blood, said he would call in an expert, and told me to stay positive. I could not do anything on my own. Eating, using the bathroom, even sleeping. The next day, my head touched the ceiling. Fear filled me until the expert finally arrived. He measured the distance to the floor and said that in 10 weeks I would rise to 11,000 feet, and in 3 months I would cross the Kármán line into outer space. That meant I would die. At night, my husband smashed the floor of the 2nd story. I pressed against the ceiling, calling out to my daughter for help. She turned the faucet on full blast, blocking out my cries, refusing to face what was happening to me. Late that night, as she slept, I stared at her quietly through the broken floor. By morning, half of my body had risen upstairs. She begged to stay with me, but I held back tears and told her she must not give up her studies. After school, she returned and heard me groaning in pain. A rope was tied tightly around my ankle. My husband had tried to stop me from floating away. The pain was unbearable. My daughter ran to the kitchen for a knife. My husband blocked her, and in their struggle, my ankle snapped. She pushed him away and cut the rope. No one could stop what was happening. The next day, I reached the roof. They used a lift to send me clothes, water, food, a phone, and an MP3 player. Before the lift went down, my daughter strapped a 5-kilogram pack on my back to slow me down. My silent husband suddenly hugged me tightly. I knew this could be our last moment together. Soon, I was high above the city, past every building. The air grew thin, the cold cut into my skin, and the food began to run out. Even then, my heart stayed with my family. I called my daughter, asked about her studies, reminded her to eat warm meals. My words broke her down, but she pretended to be cold so I would not worry. When the call ended, I was overwhelmed. I listened to the songs on the MP3 she gave me and cried until the player slipped from my hands. I screamed as it fell, kicking helplessly in the air. Then thousands of birds burst through the clouds, circling me in a breathtaking scene. For a moment, I forgot my fear and shouted with joy like a child. That night, heavy rain poured down. Lightning and thunder surrounded me as I drifted alone. Soon, I rose above the storm, leaving the chaos behind. I removed my mask and called my husband. We had not spoken in so long. My daughter came to listen. I told her not to be discouraged by failure, to take care of her father, and that we would always love her. My husband begged me to put the mask back on before I ran out of air. The sun slowly rose. My body climbed faster and faster. In my final moment, I told him I loved him. Then I dropped the phone, crossed the Kármán line, and kept rising into the unknown.